In this video I tech a lot about how to use AI to write HTML and CSS code to create a dynamic button for your website. Here's what I'm going to have AI help me produce. Adding action to a button is another way to make your website more dynamic and interesting. A dynamic website helps draw attention and guides visitors towards specific actions on the website. For the sake of this video, let's say I have little to no experience programming in HTML or CSS. I'm going to show you how you can put AI to work for you. Exciting, right? Let's get started. First thing you need is access to an AI platform. For this video I will be using ChatGPT. In my web browser I go to openai.com and log in. If I didn't have login credentials, I would complete the sign-up process first. Once logged in, I tap in the prompt window at the bottom of the screen. This is where I instruct AI as to what I want help in producing. I like to break my project into parts with AI. This way I can make sure AI accurately produces what I want every step of the way. Giving AI too much at once can often lead to the code being incomplete. By letting AI work on one or two pieces of the project at a time, I have found I get more accurate results. I start with the prompt displayed on the screen. I tell AI that I want a button for my web page that says, "Press here." I also provide details about the text style and button color. I also tell AI that I want separate HTML and CSS files. This way, I will have a clean project structure with two distinct files. It's worth noting that AI might include the CSS within the HTML document, but I prefer separate files for my web projects. After posting the prompt, I tap enter and AI goes to work. As you see, AI has produced HTML and CSS code for me to evaluate. To confirm that the code does what I want, I copy the HTML code and open Notepad++, a fantastic and free text editor that greatly assists with programming projects. Click on the I Tech A Lot link in the video description below for a link to download Notepad++. Once opened, I paste the copied HTML code in a new document in Notepad++. I then save this file as index.html in my working folder. Once the HTML code is saved, I go back to the AI response and copy the CSS code. Returning to Notepad++, I create a new document and paste the CSS code there. I check back in the HTML code and copy the name AI gave my CSS file. I save my CSS file with this name into the same folder where I saved the HTML code. Now I can see what AI has produced. I make sure the HTML file is active in Notepad++ and click on the View option in the menu bar. I then tap the View Current File in Item and select the browser where I would like Notepad++ to display the rendered HTML page. I'm using Firefox as my test platform, so I tap on the Firefox option. Notepad++ opens the web page defined by the HTML and CSS code generated by AI. Here's the preview of the web page AI programmed for me. Looks like AI did exactly what I asked it to do. Now, let's add some interactivity to this button. I return to OpenAI and enter a second prompt. This time, I ask AI to modify the CSS and HTML code it just produced to change the button's appearance when the mouse hovers over it. I want the colors to reverse on hover, with the text and border turning gold, while the button itself becomes white. When the mouse is moved off the button, I want it to return to its original state. I enter my next prompt and press enter. This time AI took my existing code and modified it to add the functionality I requested. Let's see how it turned out. I copy the new HTML code and go back to Notepad++. I replace the existing HTML code with the new code AI just produced. I then save this file. I return to OpenAI and copy the new CSS code. Back in Notepad++, I replace the existing code with the new code just generated. After saving both files, I refresh my web page and, sure enough, AI got the code exactly right. My button functions just the way I wanted it to. This project might not be too challenging for experienced programmers, but what's truly amazing is that even as a novice programmer, I can achieve interesting results with the assistance of AI and a few free tools. Thanks for watching this episode of I Tech A Lot. If you enjoyed it, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on future releases.